Welcome everyone in live to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway for another fast and fun truck series. It's the Charlotte 150, brought to you by the Grindstone Development Truck Series, and we are set for 150 laps here tonight. 100% fuel in all these Craftsman trucks, 3 sets of tires, 1 fast repair, 2 green-white checkers, and fixed setups here tonight. This is an oval configuration in Concord, North Carolina, and 1.5 miles in length. Ambient temperature here tonight in Charlotte, 74 degrees, and we will be under the lights here tonight. We appreciate you all joining us here on the PGR eSports Network. I am your host here tonight, Michael Triscaro. Cars now on track, getting some qualifying laps in here before we get to the grid here tonight. As you see, Kevin Kirchar right here in the number 91 machine, as he is currently 8th fastest here tonight. It looks like to be a 12-truck field here tonight as Kirchar gets done with his lap. We'll pull up that ticker here on the top. Provisional pole sitter for now. That's going to go to Nathan Meyer with a 29.15, just ahead of James Harris's 29.16. So a very, very close there at the top of the pylon here at Charlotte for the Grindstone Development Series here, the fast and fun Charlotte 150. I'm filling in here tonight for PGR's Austin Green. Austin Green, some prior engagements here tonight. But I'm the owner at PGR eSports and do some broadcasting here on the side, as you see right here. Wesley Carter in the number 5 Chevrolet, as he will be slotted into the 10th starting spot for now, as qualifying just about wrapping up here at Charlotte. I believe George Young, the last here on the racetrack. And we will be set to grid here shortly. And I'll bring up some details here in this series. And the series standings as of now, we'll bring those up here on the screen. And there you see Nathan Meyer, your pole sitter here tonight. He's P1 in the point standings with 334 points. And right behind him, Bryce Rayner, who will start in 4th position here tonight. Nathan Meyer, 2 wins on the season, as average finish is 2nd. But Bryce Rayner has 5 wins, but sits 4 points back. His average finishing position 3rd. James Harris, a win to his belt as well. But that might not be enough, as Meyer and Rayner will battle for the championship here this season, as we are now gridding here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. All the cars ready to take the track as we await the pole sitter to get on grid here. And we'll go through that schedule. We only have 2 more races after this one. So including tonight's race here at Charlotte, that's 3 races. Next week we'll be at Nashville Super Speedway on June the 3rd. For 90 laps of action. Actually, tonight we are going 150 laps. For some reason, in the schedule, it did say 90. But on our screen, it's being shown as 150 laps here tonight at Charlotte. Nashville will be 90. And then this season will conclude on June the 10th in Michigan for what says to be 66 laps. So the season winding down, like we said, to battling really for that championship in Nathan Meyer, your pole sitter, and Bryce Rayner, who will be starting 4th here tonight on the grid. If you're just joining us, we are live here on the PGR eSports Network. I'm the PGR eSports owner, Michael Triscaro, filling in tonight for Austin Green. As the cars get set to go green here at Charlotte, they are rolling off pit lane. And the pace car lights are out. We are under the lights here in Charlotte.
Hey, Michael.
How you doing tonight?
Sorry to interrupt the broadcast, but I messed up on the session and it has 150 laps.
I was wondering. We were just asking that question here on the broadcast.
So I think if I click advanced session after 90 laps, it'll stop the race.
Okay.
But if that doesn't work, everybody that's in the race, we've all agreed that after 90 laps, we're just going to hold our position and pull down pit road.
Okay.
And that's going to be it. So.
All right. So lap 90, pretty much.
It will be the last.
Yeah, it will be the last lap.
Will
so,
be, yeah.
Okay, 90, pretty much what would be coming in lap 91, technically, would be the checkered.
Yes,
okay.
Correct.
We got it. That's what we thought, and we're going to roll with that. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Well, you heard it there from the boss man. We are only going 90 laps here tonight, as the pace car is going to dip on down here to pit lane, and we will go green. Nathan Meyer, James Harris set to bring us down for 90 laps of action here at Charlotte. Green flag in the air. Lap number 1 in the books here tonight. Nathan Meyer is going to lead Kevin Martin here. Down the back stretch at Charlotte we go. As we are single file here. Small field here tonight. 12 Craftsman trucks here take the grid. And if you are just joining us or you did not hear, we are only going 90 laps here tonight. So it'll show on the scoring as 150 laps. But at lap number 90, they all agree coming to 91, that will be the checkered flag. So we will manually call that one as our last lap here tonight. So bear with us at the end of the race to make sure we get those results right. And I will make sure I take a little screenshot of the scoring pylon because it could change based on it not ending at the lap 90 in the actual session. So bear with us on that. But right now, a battle for the lead here up front. We have 3 trucks, nose to tail. It's Meyer, Martin, Harris here early. Doing battle outside turn number 2. On to the backstretch we go. And some really good racing here to start the night here at Charlotte. As Kevin Martin dives underneath the 24 of Meyer. And they are side by side. That's going to bring James Harris right up here into the mix. And he wants to see them battling side by side. He's going to get the draft here on that top lane. Right now, James Harris loving what he's seeing in front. These two side by side, nearly touching. James Harris now trying to track down these leaders out of Texarkana, Texas. As he is right behind Martin there, now looking up the top lane. And he's just trying to find a way to the bumper of Martin. Seeing if he can get a pass here down into turn number 1 to the bottom of the racetrack. He goes a smooth right there. We'll see what he can get here on exit. A little bit farther back, it's going to be Toby, a.k.a. Clifford Ritters out of Shady Cove, Oregon. And he currently sits in the 4th place position. And right behind him, the number 4, that's Andrew Hale out of China Grove, North Carolina. And Bryce Renier, he needs a good night here tonight out of Clark's Summit, PA. He is battling for a championship here in the next 3 weeks, including tonight's race. So a very big, important race as he tries to reel in Nathan Meyer, who is currently in 1st place in this race. And Renier still 4 points behind, even with 3 more wins than Myers. So trying to become more consistent. We'll see if he can get the job done here tonight, as he is going backwards, and that's not what you're going to want to see. We'll see if he's saving his stuff here tonight. Kevin Kirchar right now made the pass in the 91. Brad Thacker as well. They're the two right now that went right around Renier. Mike Hill out of Gulfport, Mississippi, here in the 427, a little bit farther back in the 9th place position. Wesley Carter out of Greensburg, PA, in the 5 Chevrolet, carrying Star Wars on the front hood. He is in the 10th position. A little bit farther back, that's George Young out of Dallas, PA, and driving a Ford himself in the Yingling Light number 48, as he is currently in 11th. And right now, in your last place position, might have not made the grid, not quite sure, Brian High. And we'll go back up front here, and this is the battle for the lead. Nathan Meyer out of Carlsbad in the 24. And he has got a rear view mirror full of Kevin Martin, as Martin looks to make a move again onto the inside. Here comes Harris as well. These three have been battling hard. I'll tell you what, this man right here, he might catch these guys the way they are racing. We'll see if Clifford Ritters can here get to the front. See what kind of speeds we're running down the backstretch here at Charlotte. This race leader, Nathan Meyer, down the backstretch, upwards of 184 miles an hour here. You'll see all the way down to about 165 here in the middle of the turn. And off exit here, accelerating back through to the start-finish line. Just get to 182 miles an hour, so a little bit less speed carrying to turn 1 than they are carrying into turn number 3. As James Harris now, here he comes on the high side, and he will make the pass. He is cleared. James Harris to the point here at Charlotte. So far, clean race, 13 laps of 150. Excuse me, 90. We're going 90 laps tonight. That's going to confuse me all night long. But we are only going 90 laps in this one. They'll end it manually. So, once we get to lap number 45, that'll be the halfway point here tonight. Remember, just 2 more weeks left here on Tuesday nights. And we will hopefully be carrying the next season as well, as Nathan Meyer looks to the inside, as the 96 of Martin pushes Meyer here, as that 3 still tries to catch up to them. Battle back here in the middle of the pack. Renier still trying to make his way up here. Right now, Kevin Kirchar doing a great job. Good lap times here for him, and best lap hero of the night, that's going to go to your race leader right now, James Harris. Ran a 29.75. And fastest behind him will be Clifford Ritters at a 29.78. So faster than Meyer and Martin here tonight. Renier's still looking for that speed. And we'll see who's got that long run speed here tonight, as the 24 of Meyer looks to go low and get that spot for P1 back from Harris. But a great battle it's been since the drop of the green flag. Well, the season started off March 25th in Homestead. And then on went to Martinsville, Talladega, Bristol, Rockingham, Dover, Texas, Kansas, and last week, North Wilkesboro. Tonight here at Charlotte, and they'll end the season the next couple weeks in Nashville and in Michigan, and that'll crown the champion as we stay here in a battle. Wow, the 55 is going to brush the wall there. 24 goes all the way to that bottom line. We'll see if they could get any run off. They do not. Well, the 55 did scrape that wall. An entry of turn number 1. We'll see if that slows him down. On the braking here just a little bit, as you see some fumes from those pipes. Looking at the roster here for the league, a healthy roster. Wish some more guys would come out as the season goes on. But a healthy roster here. Hoping to see a lot of these guys back for the next season. And hopefully we can maybe get some guys over from the PGR eSports side and help fill these fields. Some really good racing here in the Fast and Fun Truck Series. And a good series for drivers looking to get better. And here comes the 24, still trying to get that P1 position back here. 11-car field here tonight. Brian Hyde did not make the grid, but George Young, unfortunately, on pit lane. Some issues here earlier for the 48. And looks like he's actually getting some damage fixed. We don't see him up on the jack, so it'll be like George Young, some trouble, as James Harris stays here in the lead. Last lap speed of 31.04 on the time. And that looked to be the fastest lap of that last lap. So it hasn't fallen off. Yep, it actually has. It's fallen off quite a bit. About a second and a half just about here now. As the tires worn out, just 21 laps here of the 90 we're going tonight. As Kevin Martin now underneath Nick Meyer. He is trying to get that spot. He's not going to clear here. Meyer a little loose, and I'll tell you what, the 96 is there on the quarter panel. We'll see if he can get him here into turn number 3 and exit at turn number 4. See if he can use the slide job. He can't. Not going to get clear here again. We'll run it through the tri-oval here at Charlotte. And those two come across the line side by side. But the 24 are going to win that battle here still. Clifford Ritter now, he has gotten caught. Oh, we have some action into the wall, the number 4. We stay green. And a close call for Bryce Rayner. Second in the points, and he is making a strong case to get back up to the front of this field. And I'll tell you what, he went back early. But, you know, a veteran here, and he might have been doing that on purpose. He has saved his tires, saved his stuff. And here comes Rayner. And we weren't watching him for a little bit there, but as soon as we did, we saw some action there. And Rayner gets the spot there from Clifford. That's going to put him in the 4th spot. Man, he probably went down almost the 8th position at one point purposely. And that's a bad, fast Silverado right now, and that looks great. Metallic blue. Some red and white trim. Guess what? It won't be long till that man is getting close to the front of this field. His best lap of the night, a 29.78. So that's going to be faster than Meyer and Martin. Actually, that's going to be good for second fastest lap, I believe, of the night so far. James Harris still up front leading. Meyer and Martin still doing battle here. And these three just doing a great job. A lot of respect out here on the racetrack. Giving each other some space to race. And this is some really good racing right now as you see Meyer dip down underneath the 55. Again, the 55 slipping inside in there in that top groove. He's going to lose some time there in the middle of the turn. And now he's got a full bumper of Nathan Meyer and Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin to the top of the racetrack now. Trying to find some grip, but it still looks like that top lane working. But I'll tell you what, that run off turn 2 is going to give Kevin Martin now the lead. The number 96 here to the point at Charlotte. And he had to work for it. You can catch us here after this race as the PGR eSports Network will head over to RMR's Tuesday Night Thunder for some restrictor plate racing. That stands for Ron Morris Racing's Tuesday Night Thunder, every Tuesday night, a Super Speedway Money Racing League. And I will be on that broadcast call with Ron Morris himself, which should be a really good race to come tonight on the network. So if you're looking to stay up and watch some more racing and some really good action, hop on over there. It'll be tonight at Atlanta in the Xfinity Series cars, 90 laps at Atlanta. So from 1.5 miles to another, but Atlanta acts more of a super speedway than it does a true 1.5 miles, as it is still freshly repaved back in 2022 and provides more of a drafting type style race than you see here tonight. As Martin right now putting down some fast laps, and slowly but surely, here he comes, Brian Rayner. And he is making it work right now. He just ran a 31.25, and that's faster than anyone currently on the racetrack, including the top 3. And he has ran a flawless race, and the way he has protected his tires, protected his equipment, we'll see if he can catch them. As you see the 55 of Harris back into the wall again. And he's tagged that wall a couple times here tonight. 30 laps in of 90. So third of the race now complete. Excuse me, I stepped aside really quick, but right back here at action, Kevin Martin. And now, not only does he have a earful of Meyer and Harris, Renier now here in the top 4, looking to get to that third place spot underneath the 55 here. And side by side to the start-finish line. And I bet you it's not another lap here, and he will have that position on Harris. Harris slowed just a little bit now. And we'll see how they go down the backstretch. They stay side by side. Harris will have to get out of the gas here just a little bit more than 87 does. 87 stays it. Harris still making that top work. He's just been getting a little bit loose there. Great exit off turn number 4. And he just stays ahead of Rayner here. As Meyer now works on the back bumper of Watson. And Rayner now, we'll see if he could do the slide job. He does. He gets up top. P3 for Bryce Renier. And he is looking for some more because he needs to catch up in those points. 4 points back with just 2 races to go after tonight. And slowly but surely he's getting his way to Nathan Meyer, who's slipping and sliding there on exit. And this tire save is going to count here today. As Rayner now underneath the point leader of Nathan Meyer. These two putting on a show not only in the championship points, but also at Charlotte Motor Speedway here tonight. And they have done this all season long, the 24 and the 87. But the 87 right now, the fastest man on the racetrack. And he has saved his tires the most. And there he goes, P2 for the 87. As Meyer tries to battle back here underneath. And I just don't think it's going to be enough as the 87 starting to slip and slide. Definitely having to use those tires up now, making these passes. But right now, P2 and all his focus on now is getting up to race leader Kevin Martin, who is trying to get around the number 5. And that is lap traffic there. That's going to be Wesley Carter trying to stay on the lead lap, and he will not. Martin sending it in. And he'll get that position here shortly. And Wesley Carter now down a lap as he moves down the bottom of the racetrack, and he will let Rayner come in here and battle for that lead. Still no yellows here tonight. We had one get the wall pretty hard a little bit earlier, but so far so clean here at Charlotte. And we'll see what the lap times are now. And see how close these two up front are. A 31.55 for Martin, a 31.51 for Rayner. So Rayner's still making a charge here to the front. Still the fastest man by far here on the racetrack. George Young off the pace here tonight. Wesley Carter now a lap down. We are going 90 laps here tonight, not the 150 you see up there on the scoring tower. It'll be a manual end to this race. 45 will be the halfway point. We're closing in on that now. Rayner into the wall just a little bit there as you see some sparks fly and using up all that racetrack here around this 1.5 mile speedway here in Concord, North Carolina. Full house here tonight under the lights. And what a race. The NASCAR Cup Series just a couple of days ago for the Coke 600 in real life. Not here on the virtual side. Put on a show. Won by Ross Chastain. And you're seeing some of the racing you saw Sunday night right here between these two, Martin and Rayner. And if Martin is playing the role of William Byron, it's Rayner playing the role of Ross Chastain. Reeling him in here as he looks to get to the top of the scoring pylon. This Goodyear rubbers right now fading just a little bit on these guys, but they're going to have all they can handle here until they make that pit stop. 100% fuel, so one-stop race here tonight, I believe. For all these drivers, they're going to need that fresh Goodyear rubber to get them to the end of this one and that Sunoco Racing fuel. We'll stay up front here. This is the only big battle right now here currently on the racetrack. Wesley Carter now a lap down. Kirchar 31 seconds down. Mike Hill 12 seconds down. Looks like Thacker 4 seconds down to them. So, yeah, sorry, Thacker 11 seconds down. There you see it on the top of your screen. Kirchar down a lap now as well. Carter down 3. Young is out. High is out. So right now, 9 cars, really, and with Carter being 3 laps down, have a shot at this one. And that's if we get a caution. Martin, Rayner, Meyer, Harris. Top 4 really strong here. Ritters, Hale, Thacker, and Hill. They're going to need some help here tonight. The leader, Kevin Martin, into the wall. Into the wall a little bit harder than we've seen most of these drivers here tonight. And we'll hop in the cockpit here with the man chasing him down. And we'll see that line he's using to try to get there. At a Clark's Summit, PA, Team Conti, Sim Sports. And there he goes, arcing it down there to the bottom of the racetrack. He won't get the drive off that 96 does. He's going to come right back up behind him. Utilize some of that draft. You see the big screen here on the back stretch of Charlotte. Moving around the racetrack as much as he can to try to find a way around Martin. He still can't do it. As this will be the halfway point of tonight's race. Lap 45 of 90. And Rayner's still faster, but still can't get around. We'll see if he can make the move here down the backstretch. If you're one of the viewers here watching tonight, we appreciate you guys coming out here and watching here on the PGR eSports Network. Drop a chat if you can. Let us know who you think is going to be the race winner here tonight in the chat. And tell us how you have thought of these drivers here tonight as there goes Rayner. He has finally just inched ahead of Martin, and he makes that pass. Martin nearly back into the wall again. Bryce Rayner saved his tires early, and by virtue of that, he has taken over the top spot here at Charlotte. And right now, he is wanting no yellow flags here tonight, as he has earned this position. And we'll see if he can keep this spot the rest of tonight's race, because, man, he's still the fastest here on the track. A 31.50. And we do have some guys coming down pit road. Here comes Nathan Meyer. So Nathan Meyer, he said, hey, I don't have enough for him. I'm going to have to come down pit lane. I'm going to take those 4 Goodyear Eagles, and I'm going to get that Sunoco Racing fuel. And I'm going to try to flip the script on this a little bit and set some faster laps. We'll see if that pulls some more guys down pit lane. Brad Thacker now on the pit lane as well. So we are seeing some green flag pit stops that will take these guys to the end of tonight's race. And they will not have to pit again unless we do have a caution. Mike Hill now onto pit lane, as is James Harris. Your leader is still out there on the racetrack. So Bryce Rayner will follow this one. Him and Kevin Martin. Clifford as well. The 3 that have yet not to pit. And it's all going to balance itself out. These guys right now that have pit, they're going to be faster right now. And these guys up front, they're going to be losing some time. But they said, hey, we're going to stay out. We're going to get the fresh rubber a little bit later. And that is also reminiscent of what Ross Chastain did on Sunday night, the Coke 600. He did come in a little bit after William Byron, which sometimes that short pit helps, and did not help so much on Sunday night. We'll see right now if Rayner and Martin making the best of this one. 50 out of 90 now. 40 laps to go in this one. We'll see if they come down pit lane now. Rayner does not choose to. But Kevin Martin coming down pit lane for his pit stop. Long pit road here at Charlotte, especially with only a 11-car field. All these pit stalls all the way down pit lane. So you got to get to that pit road speed and hold it all the way till you're in your box here. And here comes Kevin Martin for his Goodyear tires and Sunoco Racing fuel. Don't slide the box. He does not. Gets in. And there you go. See him up on the jack stand. Bryce Rayner now, here he comes, hot and heavy on the pit lane, trying to get down to pit lane speed. And, man, I'll tell you what, let's see if he loses a little bit of time there. Hopefully no penalties here for your race leader. He was coming in hot. Looks like he was able to get down to speed here, but could have possibly lost some time. We will see as he goes into his box, and we'll see how all this cycles out. We'll bring up that track map for you right now. And you see Nathan Meyer, the 24, currently in between turns number 3 and 4. Right, Rayner's still here on pit lane, and we'll see how they blend. At the start-finish line now is Meyer. Rayner's got to stay here underneath the apron until the exit. This is going to be close, but the 24 carrying all that speed. Oh, and I hope Rayner did not have a penalty there. Let's go back that up, as he does lose a spot here, but he might be able to gain it back with some fresher tires. And let's watch this. This was the pit exit here. Yeah, this possibly a penalty here. We'll watch this far chase slowly. But watch Bryce Rayner. Man, I'm not sure. He looks like it's going to be close to an unsafe pit, but so far not seeing anything here. As back up front, it is now new race leader Nathan Meyer. And man, he had a great pit entrance and pit exit. Bryce Rayner now back a little bit farther. James Harris now in third in the 55. Kevin Martin, the biggest loser on that one, was in second position, now all the way back in fourth. Now, Rayner has a little bit fresher tires than your leader by a few laps. We'll see if that matters. And he is running fast for lap times right now. So expect him to eventually close in here on your race leader as this goes on. As we are getting closer to the later stages of this race, going 90 laps here tonight. So if you're watching, don't go anywhere. We are ending this race tonight on lap number 90, coming to 91. It'll be a manual end as the session was made incorrectly with 150 laps. And we'll have a second for the only race break we'll do tonight. And we'll be right back here at Charlotte after this break here live on the PGR eSports Network. Back here live at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The race is on for the top position here tonight. You see the four drivers all in it right now. They're all together on one screen. Nathan Meyer getting ran down by Bryce Rayner. Here comes James Harris. Here comes Kevin Martin. All three of them right now chasing the leader, Nathan Meyer. And the gap right now under a second here at Charlotte. What a race we have brewing. After a round of green flag stops where we saw Meyer come out on top as he is now chased down by the 87 of Rayner, who needs the win here tonight to close in on the points championship. Side by side they go. We'll stay in the Goodyear blimp here. The 55 of Harris is just ahead of Martin. And this is shaping up to be a wild finish here tonight at Charlotte. Door to door now is the 87 and 24 at the line. Would have been a photo finish. 61 of 90 in the books. We are now in the last part of this race. Less than 30 laps to go here. And man, action has really picked up and ramped up here. And those tires and those guys staying out a little bit longer. Actually, they have now had some fresher tires, and now it's going to even out just a little bit here shortly. But the 87 of Rayner and the 96 of Martin flexing muscle here late. And I'm not so sure Meyer and Harris are going to have anything to do about it unless we get a caution flag and changes the entire complexity of this race. Still nose to tail here. Andrew Hale now being scored in the 5th position. And he's quite a ways back from these guys, I believe about 4 seconds right now. And then you got to go back to Kirchar in 6th with about 9.5, 10 seconds back. Thacker now riding in 7th with Ritters in 8th, Mike Hill in 9th, Wesley Carter 10th, George Young in 11th. Back up front we go. It's a single file, but they are all still within 1 second of one another here. And we will get a good vantage point of what James Harris here is going to see from his cockpit. And he has 3 trucks to pass if he wants to go to victory lane here. So he has his work cut out for him as he's working, sawing on the wheel, trying to get around the 24 of Meyer. And Meyer trying to hold that top spot in the points, and it's going to be hard tonight if Rayner can get that victory. These two are going to battle to the bitter end for that title. Kevin Martin looking to spoil the party as he is stalking now Bryce Renier, and he can get there at some point. He's going to probably try to save some tire if he can and go as we get closer to the very end of this race. But now the man up front, Bryce Renier, and he did it by saving tires in the first stint here tonight, and it looked like he was a little slow on entry of pit lane with that green flag stop, but does not hurt him. Last lap speed for Renier there, 38.2. Martin, a 38.3. So those two practically identical lap times right now. Meyer and Harris a little bit slower, a 39.2 and a 39.1. So they are fading just a little bit, and you can see right there how much farther back they are as Martin slaps the wall again. Man, he is really pushing it to the back bumper now here into turn number 1. I wonder this, if Renier is going to just let him on go, because Martin's using his tires up right now to try to make that pass, but Renier is going to stay here in P1 for now. But Martin giving him all he can handle here. And we are looking at a possible wire-to-wire green flag run here tonight. It's the Fast and Fun Truck Series Charlotte 150, really the Charlotte 90, which had that actually right earlier until I saw the session say 150. But you heard from the boss man who came in here and joined us a little bit earlier. And there we go. We could change it on your screen. But he did confirm only 90 laps here tonight. So they will advance the session after lap number 90. And I'll get a screenshot there of your leaderboard, and that way I can go through the results manually with you. And right now, these two setting sail here at Charlotte. And nearly identical times again on the last lap. Actually, Martin a tick faster. So do not count that man out. He is on a mission. Kevin Martin, 137 points, marred back into the 18th position. Now, Brian Hyatt a win this year as well, back in the 19th position. Did not make the grid, unfortunately, here tonight. Axel Smith ran a couple races here. Good to see Axel Smith on this standings board as well. As Bryce Renier now still trying to stave off Martin, and Martin's not going anywhere. This is going to be a race all the way to the end here tonight. Unless we get a caution, and if we do, I'll tell you what, things will definitely intensify here, especially for the points championship. But Meyer back here in third, man. I'll tell you what, Meyer's going to hold on to that position if he can. Every point is going to matter for the points championship here in a couple weeks' time at Michigan. And Meyer right now in that third position, podium slot, wants to stay ahead of Harris if he can, but Harris stalking him. And these two not separated by much on the racetrack either. Meyer and Harris really running identical lap times right now. Rayner up front ran a 39.2 and a 31 flat for Martin. So just a tick faster is Rayner now, as he's starting to strut his stuff here. 74 now of 90 here in the books. And every lap that goes by, these two still duking it out here. And I just don't know if Kevin Martin will be able to make the pass. I believe he can get to that back bumper, but making that pass here late is going to be a whole another equation and piece to the puzzle to try to get the victory lane. As Martin's still trying to look underneath and nowhere to go right now. And you also have to think, is he saving at all? Is he saving his tires at all to try to make a run for Rayner here at the end of this race? And Rayner, we know, has saved in that first stint tonight. Has he been able to save here, or has he have to run it a little bit harder to stay in front of Martin? So a lot of questions yet to be answered. We'll answer them probably here in the last 10 laps of this race. But they have now distanced themselves from Meyer and Harris. They are now 4.2 and 4.4 seconds behind. So without a caution here tonight, these two will be the ones battling for the win. And just 7 cars. Brad Thacker, the last car here on the lead lap. And you see him mired back here right now, logging some laps. It's Brad Thacker in the 7th position. And you see Ritter now, he is up to 6th. Andrew Hale, he's looking for a caution to wind this thing back up in 5th. And then you got to go up to 3rd and 4th there with Myers and Harris battling still. There's a little bit more gap here now between Rayner and Martin. Now about 4 truck lengths. Down the backstretch. Green flag since we dropped it here tonight at Charlotte. Closing in on the checkered flag, which will come at lap number 90. And a nice stroll in the park here drive for the 87 as he closes in on his 6th win of the season and could vault him to the top of the championship lead. We'll find out if it does in fact do that, but it'll be his 6th win if he can get it. James Harris sitting in the 3rd point position. He should assume that role as he's still ahead of Ritters. Kevin Martin in the 18th position. No wins on this season. So I'll tell you what, Martin, he really wants this one. He is searching for everything here on the track, way up high in turn number 3 and 4. Just losing it right now a little bit on the speed chart. An identical lap there here, though, to race leader of Rayner. That's not going to be enough, though. He's going to have to start making up time. Less than 10 laps to go in this one. We'll run through the field one more time. George Young off pace, off the track. Kevin Kirchar off the track, as well as is Wesley Carter. Excuse me, sorry about that. Wesley Carter still on the racetrack, back here in the 9th position. Mike Hill currently running in 8th. Brad Thacker currently runs in 7th. Toby, a.k.a. Clifford Ritters, running in 6th. Andrew Hale in 5th. James Harris in 4th. Nathan Meyer right in front of him in 3rd. Kevin Martin still trying to chase down the late race leader in 2nd. And right now, trying to get to the checkered flag is Bryce Rayner and get to the top of those point standings. 7 laps to go here at Charlotte. And right now, Bryce is just thinking to run smooth laps here. Doesn't have to do anything too crazy. Make Martin use his tires up, and sometimes it's better to go a little bit slower to go faster. And it looks like right now he is doing just that, trying to eliminate any possible mistake he can make here late in this one. And a reminder, we will head over here live tonight at about 10:15 p.m. and it'll be the RMR Tuesday Night Thunder as the season beats on, I believe, race number 14 in the series as they are closing in on the championship playoffs. So come out and watch some good super speedway racing tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 85 now of 90 here in the books. Rayner right now under no pressure from behind. A masterclass effort here tonight. We'll see, though. There is some car or trucks here at the end of these, or at the end of the straightaway there. Will they catch that lap traffic, and will that prevent Rayner from advancing at any bit at his pace? I highly doubt it. Being this stage in the race, those guys probably going to let him go on by with now just 4 laps to go. Or 5 laps to go, I am sorry. And he will make an easy pass there of the 27 of Mike Hill. And that is class act by Hill as well. And just extending that lead, it'll be a second before you know it. Back to Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin still trying to do everything he can. Just running out of time here tonight. He'll need a caution flag, as will Nathan Meyer. James Harris to get anywhere back in contention here tonight. As Martin now tries to make the move there. Oh, and I'll tell you what, it's a close call. The 27 up into the wall is Hill. He's off the wall again. Nearly gets into Martin. Oh, do we have one spinning in the front stretch? I believe the 5. No caution yet. Wesley Carter sitting there. He gathers it. I'll tell you what, this could bring out the late yellow. Unbelievable here at Charlotte. Not sure why he is not going to pit lane or what is exactly he's doing here. But I hope this does not impede on anybody's night. Man, almost a caution here late. He is slow. He needs to get to the apron here, as he does. Back up front, here's Rayner. Lap number 89. Sparks flying ahead of him. I mean, man, he just wants to get to the checkered flag now. Over a 2-second lead. And it'll be coming to the white flag here for Bryce Rayner in his 6th win of the year. White flag will be out manually. It will not be out in iRacing. So this will be the white flag lap for Bryce Rayner as he looks to bring it home once again here for the Fast and Fun Truck Series. Last lap here at Charlotte. No pressure behind. Actually, a lap car. And he might be wanting to back it off just a little bit. No sense in playing around here as he's got a big gap. You see it all the way back there to Martin. And here comes Rayner into turn number 3. A Sunday stroll in the park for him as he will go to victory lane here at Charlotte. It'll be a 6th win of the year. The 87, Bryce Rayner, does it again. Bryce Rayner is now chased down the point leader Nathan Meyer. And man, is it going to be a crazy 2 weeks ahead. Nashville Super Speedway next week. And 2 weeks from tonight, Michigan International Speedway for the championship conclusion between Bryce Rayner and Nathan Meyer. Rayner, Martin, and Meyer, your top 3 here tonight. Followed by Harrison Hale, Clifford Ritter, Thacker Hill, Carter, Kirchart, Young, Brian High, who did not make the gridded. Bryce Rayner comes down pit lane. He is headed to victory lane here tonight. Nathan Meyer in 3rd place here tonight. And we'll see if we can get a quick word. He is your 3rd place finisher. Came into tonight's race first in the points. Nathan Meyer, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Well, wire-to-wire green flag here tonight. And walk us through tonight's race. You guys had a stranglehold on it there in the first stint, but it looks like Bryce Ranier, the guy chasing you in the points, saved some tire there in that first stint, was able to close the gap, get that lead, and you got that lead off of the first green flag stop, but just didn't have enough to hold them off there in the closing laps.
Yeah, man. Bryce is just really good. There's really no other way around it. I think he saves tires really well, and the strategy always seems to go his way with the green flags, and he's a hell of a driver. So I thought we did better than last week for sure. And I slipped in my box a little on that green flag spot, so that didn't help either. But it was pretty decent. Just got to get a little better at managing the tires.
Well, hey, man, it's going to be a heck of a points battle as we head into the final chapters of this season. Next week, Nashville Super Speedway, and then it all culminates in Michigan International Speedway. Tell us about those tracks and how you looking forward to this battle you'll have with Bryce Ranier now, as you guys are going to be practically tied amongst the top here.
Yeah, I think I got still 2 points on him with 2 races left, so I'm not too comfortable at Nashville, but Michigan is for sure a fun track. Where you can also save a little bit of tire at, so it'll be really fun.
All right, well, before we let you go here tonight and celebrate that podium finish, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, thanks for you guys for putting this on, and thanks for Grindstone Developments for sponsoring the league, and then also to Team Watson for some good setups.
All right, well, we appreciate you. We'll hopefully be talking to you in the coming weeks and possibly champion of the series in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
That was Nathan Meyer here tonight as you see him on the racetrack. Don't pay any attention to the scoring pylon. That scoring pylon at this point, it makes absolutely no sense. So we're actually going to probably just hide that away from you. I'll have the scoring done manually. We're going to bring up Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin, and he is the number 96 machine. And we'll see if he is in the chat. Yes, he is. Kevin Martin, he's your second place runner-up finisher here tonight, Charlotte. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on?
All right, man. Well, runner-up finish. I know it's probably not what you wanted to get that win here in this series, but walk us through tonight's race, man. You battled the race leader super hard there in the closing laps and just seemed like you just didn't have enough to get around him here tonight.
No, I did. I noticed that James and Nathan weren't passing each other, so helping a teammate out to gain ground on Nathan there. So, and then I don't know what Michael Hill was doing there on one of the last few laps when he went to the bottom and then shot straight across the track. That really was almost bad. So,
well, you got a couple more weeks left, still looking for that win. Tell us about Nashville Super Speedway in Michigan. Are any of those tracks coming up here to end this season? One where the 96 can get to victory lane.
Nashville's on the list. I like to think I'm pretty good at that track. It's one of my favorite tracks. In the opens, in the officials I have, that's one of my winningest tracks. So I don't know. Hopefully we can go out there and get the W.
Well, Kevin, as a P2 tonight, hopefully we see you in P1 shortly. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, thanks guys for broadcasting this. Thanks James for putting this on. Team Conti. My teammate Bryce there. Yeah, appreciate it, yo.
All right, we'll go celebrate that, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, well, that leaves only one more person here tonight to bring up here in the booth, and that is going to be tonight's race winner, Bryce Ranier of Clark Summit, PA. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Michael.
All right, man. Well, we saw a masterclass here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it really started in that first stint of the night. We saw you kind of go backwards there, and hey, on purpose to save some tire, because we saw you, once you did that, storm through the field all the way to P1 before the green flag stopped. Tell us about your saving tire ability and what got you that win here tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Michael. I was dropping like I don't even know, but I was dropping very, very fast. I don't know if that was the right play at the time, because when I looked back up, I was like 3.5 seconds back. I was like, maybe I saved a little bit too much, but then again, and SOFs and all that, I felt like that was the right play. So I was doing something completely different from Nathan and James and everybody. So I was pretty much letting off the throttle completely in turns 1 and 3 to save that right front just a little bit. And then I can plant the car pretty well on apex and just be nice and easy with the throttle so I don't burn both sets of the right sides up. So I just, sat there and was saving. And then once I realized I was running the fastest lap times, I was like, okay, maybe it was the right play to do. And so I just kept trucking along. And, sooner or later I was up there battling Kevin for the lead, and then pit stops were right around the corner.
Hey, man, well, you get the job done. And, more importantly now, we have 2 more weeks here to crown a champion. And you and I believe Nathan Meyer are going to be at the top of that board. And you just, what's it going to take to, outduel him here? We're going to Nashville. Then we go to Michigan to end it all here. That championship on the line, man, it's going to be some heck of some racing there in the next couple weeks. Talk to us about that here before we let you go.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be tough with Nathan. I know he's fast, and he can save tire when he wants to. I know he's got a fast truck underneath him as well with the setup that he runs. I just hope for good luck going into the next couple races. I know I'm not the best in Nashville, by no means. So we're gonna go there with probably not so great of a quali effort like tonight as well. And then just try to save some tire next week as well, and the weeks to come, and hope I can inch my way back up to the points lead. I think I am around 2 spots short of being tied with them. So, I mean, 1 position next week, 1 position the following week, and we'll be tied. If I can get 2 spots up on him next week or the week after, it should be a fun little battle for the championship with me and Nathan. But overall, it's always fun racing with these guys.
It is fun, and it's fun to watch. Bryce, and before we let you go, let's celebrate that victory here tonight. Anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I want to thank you up in the booth for broadcasting. Seems like Austin couldn't make it tonight, so you hopped in, so appreciate that. Thanks again to Grindstone Developments, who helps put this league together. Same as James Harris, the admin. Kevin and Nathan for great hard racing all the time. Team Contis and Performance, they give us hot rods pretty much each and every week. So it's awesome to try to fight for wins. If not, top 10, top 5s here and there. Also Digital Sim Sports, Martin PC, and my close buddy, Craig, who's also on the sim. He is the one who made this lovely paint scheme for Memorial Weekend. And it's going to come off the truck, this week and next week. But it was fun having it on there and displaying, our, U.S. colors. And we'll keep trucking along.
All right. Well, that you'll do. And we'll hopefully be talking to you here in the next coming weeks and possibly on that top spot there for the championship. Thank you for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. You have a good one.
You too. That was Bryce Renier, tonight's race winner. We'll not be able to pull up the results from tonight's race as the session was created for 150 laps and we only went 90, so none of the finishing results will show up correctly. But Bryce Renier is got now a clamp down on right now that championship, and he is just duking it out with with Kevin Martin. So it is just a crazy time here to watch these races, and it is going to be, Nathan Meyer, as Austin has been on the booth pretty much the whole season long here, so I'm still getting used to a couple of these names, but Rayner, and it will be Nathan Meyer battling for the championship the next 2 weeks at Nashville Super Speedway and Michigan. And I'll tell you what, even if Austin's broadcasting those, I'm definitely going to be watching. So that's it for tonight's race. I was your host, Michael Triscaro of PGR eSports. We'll see you next week here at Nashville.